simply as a currency substitute.
So we will show you two pictures. So they may be in June or
fundamentals in general. So blockchain.
Alright, thank you, Anthony. And
all the problems that it intends to address, and
by the way, thank
potential
you to Henry of
benefits.
Features for supporting the Satoshis for our trivia. Alright, so magandang gabi sa lahat and welcome to this episode of the BitPinas Webcast where we interview the people who move this industry forward. No? So magandang gabi sa lahat, and ang inyong napanood na video is from Blink or BitShares Labs, which helps digital businesses establish their digital presence online. So to learn more about them, please visit si Blink sa BitShares Labs Facebook page. Alright, so this is also episode number 50 of the BitPinas Webcast, and thank you so much for all that is watching us. Nagsimula tayo last year, and then of course the people who are reading our website since 2017. And finally, 26,000 satoshis each to 4 winners in the Q&A. No, 26,000 sats also to 1 winner in the comment section. So madali lang naman, you have to follow BitPinas, of course, and you must be Coins.ph level 2 verified, selfie and KYC verified with Coins, so who is the sponsor of the show. So I hope pasalamatan natin si Coins sa atin dito sa atin sa webcast. All right. Okay, so hindi natin patatagalin, no. Our topic for today is about education and innovation, which is all about what happened in the last six months, which is, of course, we have the Bitcoin ETFs and of course the Bitcoin halving. Now we have here two prominent CEOs from two prominent crypto organizations to let us know, or to let us make sense, to help us make sense of the market. All right, so without further ado, I would like to bring up Wei Zhou, the CEO of Coins.ph, and Lawrence Linker, the CEO of XD Academy. All right. Hello. Good evening to both of you, Wei and Lawrence.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for having us here.
All right. So yeah, thank you also for being here, no, in this webcast right now. So this is the first time, or this is actually the second time of Wei in this webcast, and this is the first time of Lawrence here in this webcast. And people know Wei, no? People know from BitPinas of all the articles, people know Wei already. So I would like to go immediately with Lawrence. Maybe Lawrence, can you just briefly let us know more about yourself and what got you started in crypto or in Bitcoin, very briefly?
Sure. So I'll try not to go on for too long, but basically, I moved to Asia about 14 years ago now with a private equity firm, and after I got here, one thing that I realized was that people in Asia really value education in a way that I think people in the West even don't. And so I saw an opportunity there, and I started an education business that basically coached people on how to get into top MBA programs. And then about 5 years ago, I said, okay, that business is kind of in a good place and doesn't really need me anymore. And I actually sold that business last year. I'm really interested in this whole crypto thing, but I need to kind of learn what it's all about. So I had the opportunity to join a crypto exchange called BitMEX. That was the largest exchange in the world at the time that I joined in early 2020. And I worked directly with the CEO on a number of different projects and basically got another master's degree in crypto at that time. And then they decided that they wanted to have an academy. And so they tapped me because of my education background to build that academy. And I was ultimately able to spin out that project into XD Academy, which is what I run today.
I see. All right. So thank you so much. And that will be the meat of our topic, no, the partnership between Coins.ph and XD Academy, which was announced, I think, early this month, or I think last month, no, when it was announced between the two organizations. So of course, the first one that I would like to ask the both of you is, you are CEOs of two prominent organizations. I would not miss this opportunity to ask you guys about the Bitcoin halving and the Bitcoin ETFs. No, so you might have been asked about this hundreds of times before, but I'm way sorry, no, but I want to go with Lawrence first. No, I want to get your insights on the fact that why are we experiencing like a market downturn like after the Bitcoin halving? So a lot of people were asking about that, and maybe that is something that you can share as to why.
Yeah, I don't consider us to be in a market downturn exactly. I think that there was so much excitement coming into the market with the ETF approval, and as well as anticipation with the halving coming up, that a lot of that enthusiasm kind of just got priced in a little earlier than we expected. There are people who say that, we may still be heading towards, testing some of some levels down from here. I personally am very optimistic, certainly in the medium term. I think by the end of the year, we're all going to feel like it was another great year. That's my personal view. Wei, please.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like halving's effect takes about, I think, like if you look at historically the last couple of halvings, the effect takes at least like 3 to 6 months for it to flow through. Because I think but this time around, I feel like a lot more people sort of knew about or saw the halving coming, and then it was kind of like one of those buy the rumor, sell the news kind of a thing, where I think there's a lot of expectation and a lot of capital that went into sort of buying that event. That's why I think, but what's really cool is that what I found is that over the last few months since the happening is that, the price hasn't really gone down that much. I mean, even if you look at from the beginning of the year, Bitcoin's doubled in price, right? From sort of the 20 something $1,000, $25,000 range, $30,000 range. And we've basically stayed even sort of, there were, downward pressure a couple of times. It sort of stayed quite healthily in the sort of the $65,000 range. And I think that's actually a kind of like a healthy position to be in for a market. Like a market can't go up and up, constantly forever. So I think, and usually, another thing I joke around, a lot of people would sort of like, in like, was it sell in May and go away? Like sort of has been more true than not over the last, even if you look at like 2020, which was the last happening sort of, and then also 2016 before that. A lot of these times, like, the summer months are just generally slower. And then before we get into like, later in the year with October, right? Looking forward to October coming up. So I think there's a lot of these sort of like, rule of thumbs that once you've been in the market long enough that you're just, you learn. And then with Bitcoin in general, you just learn to be patient with it.
Yes, that is true, no. Especially when you mentioned about the Bitcoin halving, and I guess if you look at it, yeah, that is true. The both of you, if you look at it at the long term, actually up at the moment. So next is Bitcoin ETFs. No, so you have been asked about the Bitcoin ETFs in the US for hundreds of times also. But I want to ask about the Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong. So there is a lot of hype around that, no? Bitcoin ETF in HK, but when it happened, it sort of underperformed, right? So like maybe was it just really all hype, or what do you think about it, Lawrence?
I mean, I think that the Hong Kong ETF might still be finding its footing. I believe that a lot of the capital that could have gone into that probably went into the US-based ETFs originally. So it's more of a question of what capital is going to want to go into that that can't or won't, or would prefer the Hong Kong ETF for some reason. And there's one very large country with a lot of capital that may possibly be very interested in the Hong Kong ETF. And if that channel starts to flow, I think it's going to look really, really good.
All right, thank you, Lawrence. And I believe, I don't know, when you mentioned that particular country, I think they are not allowed, or I don't know. How about you, Wei, on this particular topic?
I'm sorry,
Wei,
Michael.
the,
Yeah,
the Bitcoin ETF,
yeah.
the
The Hong
Bitcoin
Kong
ETF.
ETF. I mean, like, if you look at the Hong Kong ETF, what's really interesting is there's a thing called the Hong Kong Shanghai Connect, which basically allows for, if you have an account on the Shanghai Stock Exchange, you can actually trade Hong Kong based stocks. And then I think at the launch of the ETF in Hong Kong, they are not allowing for retail investors in China to buy the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs in Hong Kong. So I think, like Lawrence said, that lowered a lot of the, I would say, demand, or the potential demand. And I think the second point is that Hong Kong's stock market as a whole, I think, is just a much smaller stock market versus the U.S. So I think, for Hong Kong itself, if you look at the funds that are running it, two of them, are probably the largest, asset managers in China. So I think it's just a matter of time before some type of, loosening of the permission to purchase. And at the same time, I think a lot of the institutional investors in Hong Kong, they're agnostic in terms of stock exchanges. They could purchase in Hong Kong or they could purchase in New York. And just the facts of it, that the ETFs in the U.S. Are generally lower in fees vis-a-vis the ETFs in Hong Kong. So that's why you even see some of the larger asset managers in Hong Kong holding significant positions in the ETF in the U.S. Vis-a-vis Hong Kong. But I think Hong Kong is just sort of the start of a bigger trend, because just from reading the news, you see basically ETFs getting ready to get listed in the London, ETFs getting prepared in Australia, ETFs getting ready in other major markets, even like Japan and Korea. So I just think and then even in the Philippines, I think we were trying to look at it, but I don't think our security law in the Philippines right now is ready to handle exchange traded funds yet. So we'll see. But I just think I just think that in all stock markets around the world, you're gonna have some type of a Bitcoin or crypto based ETF. I think it's just a matter of time. So I think again, I would say even the U.S. ones, I think we saw a tremendous amount of growth over the first 3 months from January to March, and it kind of slowed in April and May, because it just takes time for a lot of these funds to do the work, get preparations and then get approvals and stuff. So I think we'll see. And what you're seeing now, even in the U.S., you're seeing real institutions deploying real money, I think, into this asset class. And I think that's going to be true of not just the U.S. and Hong Kong, but I think globally as well.
All right, thank you so much, no, Wei and Lawrence. I guess to close up this segment, one of the questions that were asked before in previous webcasts actually is about the grayscale, no, the ETF of grayscale, and they have been continuously selling. So, is there any point in, are they going to sell at until they are zero? That was the question before. So, are they going to sell until they are zero, or of course they're going to buy again? What do you think about that, Lawrence? I guess to close up this segment.
Yeah, I think the question you're asking is, so the issue with the Grayscale ETF is that the fees are much higher than any of the others. And for a product that is essentially that, it's the same whether which one you buy, you're obviously going to go with the lowest fees. So I think maybe the question you're asking is, are they going to allow people to redeem the Bitcoin ETF from Grayscale until it basically goes to zero? Is that the question, probably?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I have my own personal theory on this. I don't have any evidence to back this up, but I think it makes sense. I think that these guys made a calculus, right? Which is that up until the ETFs were approved, the Grayscale Trust was the largest, instrument to be able to hold institutional money invested in Bitcoin, right? So they, I think, ran the numbers and they said, okay, here's what we think is going to be the rate at which we're going to lose lose our captured audience if we have our fees high, high enough. And they figured out sort of what the maximization point for that profitability was. And I think they're totally okay with the rate of bleed that's happening. And my guess is that when the time is right, they're going to drop their fees to be competitive with everyone else. But right now, they're still, I think, still the largest ETF and doing very, very well for that.
All right. So thank you, Lawrence. How about you, Wei? Any thoughts to close up the segment on the ETFs?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I mean, I joke around is like let's get more ETFs out there. It's like it's a very popular product. Can't wait to see Dogecoin ETFs.
Okay. Okay. Or Pepe ETFs, no? So I think that would be
No,
the
I
most
think Doge is
popular.
gonna happen first. I don't think they're gonna ETF Pepe this cycle, Michael.
Let's not
Maybe
get
next-
let's not get crazy now. Come on.
No, I mean, like even
Okay.
now, think about it. Why not? Like I joke around, it's like why not do a memcoin index, right? Why not do a memcoin ETF? I mean, I think it's no different than like GameStop or AMC. Maybe even a
Absolutely
even a better business model.
All right. So yeah, now proceeding with the talk about meme coin index, I want to talk about education, crypto
Sure.
education, of course, about the partnership between you guys, no, Coins.ph and XD Academy. So Lawrence, though, I would like to know, no, how did this come about, the partnership with Coins, like who approached first and what is the motivation
Lawrence, you
behind
want to
this?
just tell people about XD first? I think there's a lot of really good stuff that you guys are building.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I can answer that together. So XD, why did I create XD? Okay. So for me, as somebody who was very new to crypto around 5 years ago, I did, I think, what most people do when they have a reason to learn about crypto, right? I started listening to a lot of podcasts. I read a number of books. I went so far as to reading some like academic research. But there's just sort of like a lot of information out there to consume. And I know that at least for me, it was a tremendous time commitment to get to a point where I felt even slightly comfortable talking about crypto or doing business in crypto. And I still think of myself as a beginner. I run into things every day that I don't understand. I'm like, oh wow, this opens up a whole new branch of things that I need to learn. And the main thought that occurred to me was that the average person just doesn't have this level of time or motivation. You are going to have some people who become obsessed with it or are sufficiently incentivized to be able to do that. But there is just a massive audience of people out there that would learn about crypto if you could just make it a little bit more fun and interesting and engaging for them. And so sort of using my background in education, I started thinking about what would it be like if we created a platform that sort of, people that are quite new to crypto could get involved with and really get interested and feel really engaged by the content. So the content that we produce is all cinematic quality. I mean, it's as good as anything that you'll see on Netflix or any other streaming service, because we have the same people that produce our content. They put content on Netflix and the rest of them. We use only the top thought leaders in the space as our instructors. So we kind of take from the masterclass model there. So we have guys like Saifuddin Amos and Arthur Hayes teaching courses for us. And then we engage the user with a level of interactivity that you won't see anywhere else. So for some of our more in-depth courses, for example, the instructor is going to be speaking to you and asking a question directly to you. Like, did you understand that? And you have the option to click an on-screen prompt that says, yeah, I got it, let's move on. Or actually, no, could you explain it again? And then the instructor will actually go back and say, okay, let's look at it this way. And that gives us a level of interactivity that I think is very, very hard to get on the kind of scale that we're looking for. Because I think that, you have smaller learning groups, cohort kind of based learnings, which is really very effective, but it's a little bit hard to scale. And for people to join a cohort that's going to be at a particular time and cadence and whatnot already takes a certain level of commitment that I don't want my audience to need. I want my audience to say, I want to be the guy that can say, hey, if you know absolutely nothing in crypto, come check out my website, which is xd.academy, by the way. Click around, spend some time there, and I promise you that in a few hours you're gonna get something that you didn't have before.
All right, that is so that's so incredible. When I was looking also at your website, and when I first have the press release and the brief, the content brief about you guys, your partnership with Coins.ph. So for our audience,
Sorry, I
so
realized
Lawrence
I
mentioned.
realized I didn't answer that question at all. How do we get working with Coins.ph? Yeah, sorry. Let me jump back in on that. So I've known Wei for
Okay.
some time now, and this is just something that we've spoken about before. And Wei, you can share your perspective. I think I showed him the content, and he's just thought, hey, this is really cool. I'd love to bring this in front of my audience. And I think Wei's doing wonderful things over at Coins.ph. The Philippines market is a market that we are super, super interested in. So it just seemed like a really natural fit.
Yeah. So for me, it's just sort of like, like Michael, I think you and I have known each other since I took over Coins. And then sort of one of the thesis that I have is that, like we should bring the best in class in technology. We should bring the best tokens. We should bring the best projects. And in education, we should bring the best content to our users. I think we're at it now in a day and age with technology, with the internet, with sort of like, with crypto that, based just because where you live or how much money you make doesn't put you behind the curve, right? I think if you take the time to sort of like learn, you can get ahead in terms of trading and learning and understanding as much as anyone who live in China or the US or Japan, right? Or Singapore and Hong Kong. And I think that's absolutely the case for crypto, and that should be the case. And that's why I'm passionate about it. That's why, that's why we bought a business in the Philippines. We want to bring the best to our users. And I think when I saw Lawrence, I think he and I talked to each other. We brainstorming when he was still at BitMEX about sort of, why, what is BitMEX Academy? I think that was sort of the predecessor to what XD is. And I think today he's done a wonderful job in terms of actually curating, not just curating the content, but actually getting like, world-class, guys that have been there before to come and talk about it. Authors like, he's like one of the top minds of crypto today, right? To have him educate you on crypto is amazing, right? And then not only does he have content, he also will have access, and to the educators, and then to the and then to sort of, and then I think down the road, I think they're gonna have some learn and earn stuff that's gonna be really fun, for our users as well.
Yeah, so we have that already. Actually, I'd love
All right,
to
thank
talk
you.
about it because is that Mike? Can I go? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, go
So
ahead.
just to respond to the learn and earn component. Yeah, I think this is a big opportunity for anybody listening right now. If you're already somewhat knowledgeable about crypto and you see yourself as like, hey, maybe some of these classics are a little bit too basic for me, but I can become a member of the community and sort of guide other people through. You can get paid for that at XD Academy. So we are setting up a structure for where we give away crypto to people who help contribute to the community. It's live today. We actually gave away our first 500 USDT to some of our users today, and we're going to give away 500 USDT every 2 weeks to the people who are contributing most to our community. And we're going to continuously expand on the ways that we can do that. So we're looking for people who want to take what we call this prefect role in our community, which is making sure that we can fulfill our mission of being a friendly, warm, and safe place where newbies can come and ask questions and learn.
All right, thank you so much, Lawrence. No, and I want to just jump back into to what you mentioned earlier. So, as Lawrence mentioned earlier, the instructors of XD Academy or the courses, they're actually, very prominent people like Saifedean Amos, which is the author of the Bitcoin Standard. So we have highlighted that in our article, and of course Arthur Hayes, the entrepreneur and co-founder at BitMEX. So I guess still as a particular topic, I wanted to know like can you share with me, Lawrence, like any how do you say it, like any success stories, like any school that you had at XD Academy and how they are.
Any success story with students that have been through XT Academy?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking? Yeah, I mean, look, I get messages on our Discord and Telegram groups all the time from people who say, you know, I swear, like, I've just never understood crypto at all until I took the courses at XD Academy. And that's really what motivates me and why I do this. And I want people, what's really passionate for me is getting the people who either are too afraid to get started or they've gotten started in the sense of they're sort of buying, but maybe they don't know exactly why they're buying. I think this is really important because that's going to take away some of the volatility that we see in the market. Because what we see a lot of times is maybe with Bitcoin as an example, people buy it because it's going up, but then the second it goes down, people sell it because they never really knew why they were buying it in the first place. But I think that if we're able to educate people on what an amazing opportunity crypto has for people around the world as a tool of freedom, as a tool of economic equality, I think we're actually unlocking a lot of financial potential within the industry as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Lawrence. No, and just to let you know, I have instructed my entire team uh, of 7, 8 people to actually try or learn on this XD Academy, and they need to show me the
Thank you
proof.
so much.
Just on the batch. Okay. So Wei, I understand that thank you for your time, no, Wei and Lawrence, and especially
No, I'm
Wei,
okay.
I
I can
know that
stick around, Mike.
you.
It's okay. I'm okay. I'll move some
Okay.
things around.
Okay.
So.
All right. Okay. So I just want to know on this particular topic, what are the future plans? What are the future collaborations with coins on this particular partnership with XT? What's going to happen next?
Yeah, I mean, next is we're gonna be able to we wanna bring all of their content. I think XD's content over to Coins, and then what we want to do is down the road is once they have more content, we're actually gonna have and some of the especially with some of the newer tokens that we're gonna list, we may sort of develop joint learn and earn initiatives that coincides with tokens that we're gonna be listing on Coins. So that way, any tokens that's coming up that wants like sort of more users to learn about their token, about their ecosystem, we can actually get some of that content out with XT Academy, and then we can basically get more of our users to participate in these kind of activities.
All right, thank you so much. No, so Lawrence, there's this particular question from Keith. I know the answer, but of course I would want this to come directly from you. So, how much to participate in XT Academy offered courses? Lawrence.
I just flipped over to comments so I can see these questions as well. So XD Academy is actually totally free, so it doesn't cost you anything to register whatsoever. Our goal is for it to always be free. There may be certain special features that may be gated behind. Once we release our token, we may have like some kind of staking requirement to access some of our more premium features, but right now everything is totally free. We want it to always be majority free, so no cost whatsoever.
All right, thank you so much on that. So the XD Academy is free, and so how will this work, Wayne? No, so from what I understand from the press release, that all your users will be able to access this particular or this XD Academy. So will it live on the Coins.ph app, or the users will be going to the XD Academy website?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now we don't have anything specific on our website. We're referring users, I think, to XD Academy site right now. But I think down the road, especially as some of the projects come to us and they actually want to participate and learn and earn, we're definitely going to hook that up with XD Academy.
All
I
right,
think on our
thank you.
end, look, it makes so much sense to partner with Coins.ph on this, because the Philippines is just such a great market for what we want to do. I think that the Philippines market really is going to appreciate the learn to earn elements of this, because we need folks that, first of all, that really want to learn and are going to be motivated by that. But we also need people that are going to take ownership of the community and then go and help others. So, the rewards that we can offer, I think, should be seen as like the icing on the cake for people who already want to be able to do that, but also could end up being significant depending on how our platform grows. But we need people with sort of that comfort or experience having played these sort of like tokenized, gamified kind of systems to come in and form the base of our platform.
All right, I think that's really interesting. No, the very fact that this thing is actually free is something that people will be more incentivized. Of course, when you mentioned the learning, they will be more incentivized to actually complete the courses, because I'm sure you know, no, Wei and Lawrence, Coursera once upon a time actually had their courses for free during the pandemic, but not a lot actually tried to complete them. I don't know why, because it is already free, no? But I guess the incentive that people can earn after doing their courses in XT will be incentive enough I the word to
Yeah.
actually complete them.
So,
So that's very
so completion rate is a piece of data that we track very carefully, and actually our completion rate for our courses is something like 5 times that of Coursera. So we're really pleased with that, and definitely excited to add more content. We want to make sure that we maintain the quality of the content that we use, though, because my vision for XD, with every course I look at every course that we make as like a book, right? Like the Bitcoin standard came out, 7 years ago, but it's still as relevant today as it was then. And I think that this idea that crypto moves fast, so we have to constantly be consuming, this sort of like very short-lasting content. I think is this might be the wrong idea. I want to see a library of really high-quality content that people can go back to over and over, and that's always available for anyone that wants to get in and sort of form that knowledge base for themselves.
all right. Thank you so much, no, Lawrence. Very interesting. So thank you to our audience, who are here right now. So I just want to make a quick shout out to Sip Croy, Christian Toralba, Ronel Zon Rosario, Kid Jorbina, Joma Garcia is watching. So thank you so much, and then Julian Barcega and Danilo Rante Cortega. So thank you so much for watching this webcast with Wei, the CEO of Coins.ph, and of course Lawrence, the CEO of XD Academy. So I want to move forward with the market trends and projections or predictions from you guys. So for our audience, of course, this part of the webcast are not financial advice, no. So this is just for us, no.
It's for entertainment value.
For entertainment, of course. So Lord, okay, we go with notable trends, no. So remember the narrative, Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin ETFs. And then now we're experiencing the meme coin narrative at the moment. So what are the upcoming trends that we are seeing at the market that you are observing at the moment in this space?
Yeah, I think it's going to be meme coin season for the rest of the year. I think it's really interesting. Yeah, the two tokens that I'm more bullish on for the rest of the year are actually Bitcoin and Salana. I think what you're seeing right now is with the TPS of Solana and with sort of their speed and execution and cost. I think that's where meme coin season is happening, and I think we're not seeing anything slowing that down. I actually think we may even see the proliferation of that. And then with Bitcoin, I think it's just in addition to the ETFs and more institutional investors coming in, I think what I'm also seeing is we're actually seeing more development on Bitcoin with ordinals, with Rune Protocol, with even potential layer 2s on Bitcoin. So I think it's just there's just a lot of really cool stuff happening on Bitcoin, and that's a $1.5 trillion token ecosystem that hasn't really been activated just yet. So I think that's something that I'm super excited for in terms of trend, at least until the end of the year. kind of boring, but that's I think should be enough for us.
Yeah. So thank you for the alpha Bitcoin, Solana, and of course the main coin season. So how about you, Lawrence? Anything that you can share on the trends that you are observing, or what can we see as the narrative for the entire year?
Yeah, I think I first of all I agree with everything that Wei said. I have to say I think it bears mentioning. I think the Solana comeback has got to be one of the best stories that we've ever gotten out of crypto, and I think we're still figuring out exactly what this means. But there was a time there where if you said Solana was gonna, if you didn't believe that Solana was slowly dying, a lot of people thought you were like a bit of a fool, like you're holding too much salt, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Solana is really coming back. They've really differentiated themselves. They are in many ways, I think, that third coin at this point. If you want to talk about a big three, it's BTC, ETH, and Sol. So yeah, super excited to see what else can happen with that network. Obviously, there's a few things they need to work on, but it's just it works kind of the way you expect the internet to work in this day and age, right? Without the crazy fees and the long lag times and everything like that. I think that people are going to be really excited moving forward about consumer crypto products. So that could be gaming, or that could be anything else where we use blockchain rails to do things that we're used to doing. Farcaster and what other people are doing in SocialFi, I think is very interesting. I'm not sure what's going to be the killer app, so to speak, that everyone's talking about, the way they were talking about Axie Infinity at one point. But I think it's out there. I would be willing to bet that the next step in Axie is already existing, trying to find its way right now, because there's only so much you can do with the infrastructure. The infrastructure, I think, is in a good place. I don't think that's going to move the prices, too much more at this point, at least at the stage of the cycle that we're at.
All right. So thank you so much, Lawrence and Wei. And I just want to add on a bit. So I was at this particular meetup, the meetup of the Lads community. I think last Saturday, and you know what? I found out incredible.
What community?
People,
which community?
The Mad Lads.
Mad Lads. Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So very young community. I mean, like I'm in meetups most of the time, and this is the first time like 80% of the people I don't know, and then that's the first one, and then what strikes me as intriguing is that their first wallet is not MetaMask, it's not Coin.
Phantom,
I'm sorry, but their first wallet is Phantom wallet. So are you seeing this Solana is the retail chain?
I'll tell you guys something really cool. I was in Hong Kong last week for two conferences. There's a Bitcoin Asia conference. I was on Thursday and Friday, and then there was an Ordinals Asia conference. I've been in this industry since 2018. I've been at a bunch of random conferences, right? This is like the first conference that I've been to, especially the Bitcoin Asia conference, where I literally did not know anybody. Like not even like it's not even like 80%. I went to the Bitcoin Asia conference in Hong Kong last week. I didn't know anybody there. I was like, there's like the name of the protocols and the name of like the BVMs, whatever. I had no idea. So like just like all jokes aside, I was like, either this is the biggest scam. This is like either a giant scam conference and everybody here are scammers because I have no idea who these people are, or like we just basically literally had like these like either massive on the ground like underground movement in Bitcoin that people just didn't see coming, right? Or just basically had like a bunch of new entrants that's coming into the ecosystem the last couple of years, and then this is the first major conference in Asia for Bitcoin where they can actually all kind of just hang out, right? And that for me was like for me it's like everything is either a zero or the other way, right? It's like the feeling of the other way, right? Because like not everybody's a scammer there. Maybe there's a lot of them, but the thing is these people are actually spending real time and real money to attend these conferences to network. and to and I think that's really cool. So for me, that made me really positive about sort of the Bitcoin ecosystem, at least. I'm gonna try to go to the breakpoint for Salana later this year. I think it's going to be in Singapore. Actually, I think you guys should all just check it out. But that is an ecosystem that I also sort of like are just barely scratching the surface of. That I feel like is another group of people, like Michael said, just like we just don't know, like literally. So which is really cool, actually.
And actually really good. I mean, this will be the places where you get the new leaders perhaps for this crypto movement that we are having here in the Philippines.
Yep.
So, how about you, Lawrence? Do you have that kind of anecdote in terms of the meetups that you have been?
Well, to be honest, I haven't done a lot of meetups recently. I've been living in Bali for the last 5 months. I used to live in Singapore, and I just said, it's what started as it was like a just for the end of the year, and then I just said, maybe I'll stay. I do find that you look. This is a space that moves very quickly. When I joined BitMEX, it was the largest exchange in the world. We lost that status not long after I joined. Unfortunately, I don't personally think I had anything to do with it, but the timing is interesting. But I run into people now who've never heard of it. I tell them, "Yeah, I used to work at BitMEX," and they're like, "Oh, is that like an exchange or something?" And I'm like shocked and offended that they don't know. They never heard. But look, that's the reality of this industry. And one of the beautiful things about it is that it's all about permissionless action, right? If someone out there can create a better product and or a better protocol and get people to use it, then why not let them have all the success they deserve?
All right, thank you so much. No, yeah, I'm also shocked if someone told me that they don't know BitMEX, at least on the larger scale, no. But of course, they would know about FTX. So my next question to you guys is that, do you think we are still, or until 2024, for the years to come, are we still going to feel the effects? Is the crypto industry still going to feel the effects of what happened at FTX? Your answer, Wei?
The quick answer is that thing's gone. Yeah, I mean, I think people are just waiting to get their money out of FTX so they can actually deploy. I think that like because you still have like billions of dollars that are still trapped in there. Those are real money that people have. And I think the quicker that money gets deployed, I think that liquidity is going to come back into the market. So, but I think in terms of other than sort of claims and damages, but there's plenty of sort of secondary markets that you can actually trade your claims into for. So, so I think that thing has passed.
All right. How about you, Lawrence?
I think this was such an interesting situation, right? The whole FTX. I think I'm just so still fascinated by it. I finally read the Michael Lewis book about it as well, and I think Sam going to jail is a great healing moment for the industry. It's something that had to happen. So many people were so injured by this. And, it was one of those things where you just knew, and I've written about this extensively as well on my personal blog, where it was just such an embarrassment for the industry, right? Like we just kind of all tucked tail and ran for a little while. And it's nice to come back. I feel like we're getting back to the point where we can hold our heads high when we talk about crypto again. And that's really important, because if we don't talk about crypto and talk about how and why we're proud of it, then we're not going to be able to grow as an industry, right? So yes, we had a bad actor. He fooled a lot of people. Guess what? He's going to spend the next 25 years, right? He's going to spend the next 25 years in jail, right? Let's move on. Okay, that story's over now. Let's move on.
All right, thank you so much, Lawrence and Wei, on that, on those answers about FTX and Sam. So now we're down to our last couple of minutes for Lawrence and Wei, and then after that, we shall have the Q&A, or the trivia Q&A, after the both of these guys leave. So just down to some of the questions here. I guess this is for I think you touched on this earlier, but is there a possibility for PH to have its own like Bitcoin ETF? What do you think about that, Way?
No, no comment. But I don't think the SEC or the stock exchange there have the rules to list an ETF for commodities. I just haven't seen it. Like Philippines right now, we don't even have a gold ETF. And then Bitcoin ETF generally follows the rules of a gold ETF or an oil ETF, but we don't even have that yet. We only have one ETF in the Philippines. That's like I think for like one of the. It's actually an ETF for just a single stock. So yeah,
Mm.
All
it's
right,
going to
thank
be
you for
challenging.
the very very honest answer, very candid answers. No, so thank you, Way. And then for Lawrence, a question for Julian. So he said this is an innocent question. So Lawrence, no, so you're the educator here on our webcast. No, what would having those ETFs have an impact to the economy of the country, or will it just have an impact to BTC or I guess to crypto specifically? So Lawrence.
Yeah. Okay. So I think one thing to understand about the ETF, and this is a good question. I appreciate Julian. I appreciate you for asking this. Why ETF? What does the ETF do? Right. So very simply, the ETF is used by people or institutions that can't or don't want to sort of buy and manage Bitcoin directly, right? So that could be anyone from, let's say, like my dad, that he has a brokerage account existing already, and now he can just buy Bitcoin as just like he would buy any Tesla stocks or whatever else he's interested in, right? He doesn't have to go through the process of setting up a new account on a crypto exchange, taking custody of his crypto, anything like that. Or it's institutions who can't set up and those accounts and manage crypto for themselves because they have a mandate on what kind of things that they can invest in. So it doesn't really change. It doesn't benefit the country in a sense. It just creates a new channel for capital to sort of flow into these crypto products. So it's not. I mean, I would personally say I don't think it's a big deal that the Philippines doesn't have a Bitcoin ETF. Probably most of the investors in the Philippines that would want, a Bitcoin ETF can buy the US or Hong Kong ETF. So the fact that we, kind of have these ETFs already is great.
All right, thank you so much. And then I guess some of the last two questions. Way, this is for you. There are a lot of questions on the chat about the PHPC, no, about the peso stable coin. So if there's anything else that you can tell us that is not on the press release, I guess. Is there anything else that you would like to share
Yeah,
more about the
we hope to
PHPC?
have it ready to go for our users by the early in the first or second week of June. And I think we're going to open up trading pairs for it, and we're also talking to non-Philippines based exchanges to see if they can list it. I think it's going to be like the biggest use case for stablecoin today. I think are still trading and payments, and then we're gonna go big into both of those use cases.
All right, that is huge, you know.
Gotta give, yeah,
Great
it's
research.
huge. Gotta give. Hey, gotta give my man Wei some really big props on that one. Having a Philippine peso stablecoin is a really really big deal. I think I'm really excited about that, and huge congratulations to Wei and the Coins.ph team for making this happen.
Thanks.
Yeah, also Lawrence and Wayne, no, on the PC stablecoin. The fact that you mentioned that it will be listed on other exchange. No, I'm sure you have read our article about that. So we have some feedback from the local community, and that's one of the things that they mentioned. If this is something that will be on other exchange, and it turns out it will be based on what you mentioned. All right. So this is my last question to you guys, and this is again not financial advice for entertainment purposes only. What is the price of Bitcoin by the end of the year? Lawrence and Wei, what's the price of Bitcoin at the end of the year? We go with Lawrence.
Should I go first? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I think I'm gonna say 150. I think we're gonna cross 100K at some point this year. I think my bull case is 150. I think if not, I think we will cross the 100K barrier, but maybe it pulls back a little bit from there and goes to like 85, something like that. But if the stars align, I think we're going to see 150.
All right.
Yeah,
So
but
I hope you guys have.
Yeah, my
Okay,
target
wait.
for this year is I give you three answers, Michael. First one's free. I think it's gonna be $100,000 by the end of the year. I can see that. It takes basically just one rally to get there. And I think that my upside case for this bull cycle for the next 2 to 3 years is actually I think it's going to be close to $300,000. And then my bull case for and I think if your investment horizon is like 5 years, I think it's going to cross $1 million. So, and I think that's the point where Bitcoin becomes more of a stable coin. and then we're gonna stop quoting Bitcoin prices and we're gonna like trade out sats.
And
we're gonna start paying things in sats.
Bitcoin's gonna be so boring at that point. Can you imagine? We're gonna have to find out something else.
There will be no more events. Okay, that will be no more Bitcoin events. There will be no more Bitcoin events at that point, also because it's something that people will be.
And then everything is gonna get quoted in sats.
Yeah, or megasats.
Definitely.
Right, they're gonna have to come up with new terminology. There's gonna be like megasats and gigasats.
All right. So you know what, guys? We had this meetup before. We had a Bitcoin meetup, Bitcoin halving meetup at some point. So I wish you guys when you are here in the Philippines, we can invite to another Bitcoin event. No, maybe we can do it at the coins office at some point. All right. So yeah, I guess that's it for me. And I don't have any other questions to you guys. If there's anything any final words that you would like to share, is there anything else that you would like to share to our audience at this point? Where can people find you and perhaps invite the audience to try the XT Academy courses? So we go with Lawrence first.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, Michael, thank you so much for having me on. Wei, thank you so much for the opportunity to work with you at Coins.ph. We love the Philippines. We really want to work with you guys. So please go check us out on xd.academy. You can also follow me on Twitter. It's at MRPROVOST2U, Mr. Provost to you. The provost is the head of an educational institution. And yeah, we actually just did our count for the 500 USDT giveaway for the last 2 weeks. So everybody that registers today starts taking courses. Help us spread the word on Twitter. You can go to xd.academy/alpha to see all the ways that you can earn points. That's going to give you the best chance to win 500 USDT 2 weeks from now. And I really want somebody from this webcast to win. So I hope you guys go check it out. xd.academy.
All right. Thank you so much. Lawrence, and as I mentioned to you, like 10 people from BitPinas will be joining or will be trying out the course. So, about the way, any final words that you can anything that you can share as final words to our audience?
Thank you guys for supporting us. Come trade on coins.
All right. So yeah. So that's it. So that's it for our guests. Wei
Michael, I have something to plug. We have a pizza day event, free pizza and BGC on a Wednesday afternoon at 5 p.m. Look to the Coins social site to get you the name of the pizza shop. I'll be there serving you guys pizza at 5 p.m. on Wednesday.
All right. So pizza day. Actually, it's going to be a pizza week. Wait, there's a lot of even in Cebu, in Davao, there's a lot of pizza. I think
there's going to be a lot of pizzas coming out.
Yeah, so we won't be eating on Wednesday. So yeah, thank you so much to you guys. So I will be after this. I will be sharing some of the some of the recent promotions from Coins.ph. But again, Wei, Lawrence, thank you so much for being in this webcast. So now
Awesome.
we go to our now we go to the trivia Q&A. We are going to bring up Lance, and I hope you guys are ready for this. So yeah, Lance.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, kamusta?
Ayan, thanks, Mike. Sabay ganun, no? Yeah, good evening once again, guys and girls. No, thank you so much for tuning in into our BitPinas Webcast, episode 50, no? I hope you learned a
Episode
lot.
50 na.
Sorry.
Oo nga, tama ka. Episode 50 na tayo.
Pwede na mag-Tagalog.
O, pwede na mag-Tagalog.
So, ayan, no, natunghayan natin, napakinggan natin si Mr. Wei Zhou at saka si Lawrence, no? Kanina. And, ayan, are you excited sa ating trivia Q&A portion ng ating webcast? We will be giving away 26,000 satoshis each, no? Sa ating apat na makakasagot ng ating trivia question and answer. And we will select another one who will receive 26,000 satoshis if you will participate in our comment section. So nung gagawin ninyo, you answer our questions correctly and participate sa ating comment section sa ating Facebook live stream. So once again, thank you so much Coins.ph for providing the satoshis for this webcast. Remember that you need to have a sharer badge and follower badge in order to qualify. So you have to follow our Facebook fan page at BitPinas and share our Facebook live stream publicly on your Facebook account. So remember that you share it publicly, not only on your friends, no? So meron tayong counting glitch sa Facebook, but we will validate if you ever follow BitPinas fan page and share our live stream publicly. Okay? So yan ha. So ready guys for the first two trivia questions. Remember, you need to answer our questions correctly in the comment section of our Facebook live stream. Are you ready for our first question? Yan. Ready na? Ready? Okay. So question number 1. What is the name of the CEO of Coins.ph? Yan. So once again, what is the name of the CEO of Coins.ph? Nako, naglalabok na naman tayo. Nagkakaroon ng problema sa ating webcam, no? Pero okay pa ako. Okay, kailangan kahit malabo ang aking webcam, malinaw ang inyong sagot. Okay, tama ang sasagutin ninyo. Okay? So once again, what is the name of the CEO of Coins.ph? Okay? So yan sasagutin nyo ng tama sa ating comment section ng Facebook live stream para makasali. Don't forget to like our Facebook fan page, BitPinas, and share our live stream publicly. Are you ready for our second trivia question? Okay. So our second trivia question ay... Okay, ready na ha? Second trivia question. Our second trivia question is Lawrence Linker is the CEO of what educational platform? Okay. So our second question is Lawrence Linker is the CEO of what educational platform? Okay? So type the answers correctly sa ating Facebook fan page. And don't forget to follow our Facebook fan page at BitPinas. Share our live stream publicly on your Facebook profile. And type the correct answer in the comment section of our Facebook live stream. So once again, Our second question is, Lawrence Linker is the CEO of what educational platform? Okay? So once again, we will choose 4 winners for our Q&A portion and 1 winner. So all of them will receive 26,000 satoshis each. And we will announce the winners after this live stream. All right. So once again, this is our trivia Q&A. Thank you so much for Coins.ph for the satoshis. Do not worry if you will not win. No, you can still win if you're active in the comment section, and we will have our next batch of questions later. So once again, this is Michael Lance for your trivia, and let's go back to our conversation with Mike.
All right, thank you, Lads. No, so napansin mo parang idinulo natin itong Q&A because we need to yung time ng ating dalawang guests, si Wei tsaka si Lawrence, no, kanina. So kamusta naman narinig mo naman yung binabanggit nila, no, na first of all, narinig mo ba yung price prediction ni ni Wei tsaka ni Lawrence?
Yun nga, medyo na-miss ko yung portion na yun, no? Kasi kanina oo, no, buti nga na-delay, no, kasi kanina maulan masyado dito sa south, no, at mukhang papunta na yata dyan sa Laguna ang sama ng panahon. Kaya kanina nasa QC daw yung yung ulan. So medyo hindi, sorry, no, pasensya na, hindi ko narinig yung price prediction. Pero naging interesado ako, Michael, dun sa itong educational platform, no? Kasi isa sa mga advocacy ko rin ay magturo ng technology.
Of course.
So so maganda ito, no, na i-explore natin, no? If you want to learn more about Web3 and blockchain or crypto trading, no, baka ito ang makatulong sa atin. Ayun.
And most of all, meron silang learn and earn eh. So parang habang nag-aaral kayo, meron din kayong meron din kayong papanilunan if ever. So yun, may nagtatanong ano daw yung link sa XT Academy para mag-register. So I guess pwede nating ilagay sa comment section, no, para maano ng ating audience. So ayun, Lance, I guess we need to go na doon sa second round ng trivia Q&A, no, habang para hindi tayo gabihin panalo. And of course, para natin yung ma-wrap up natin tong podcast. And I hope everyone is able to learn more about Bitcoin dito sa webcast natin. So Lance, yung second round natin.
Yeah, of course, no. Tanungin na natin ang pangalawang round ng ng ating mga trivia question. Teka, magpupunas muna ako ng pawis, no. Okay, so are you ready for our second batch of questions? Okay? Ayan ready kayo So once again la-like nyo yung ating Facebook fan page ng BitPinas, tsaka i-share niyo yung live stream publicly. Type the correct answer sa ating comment section ng Facebook live stream. Okay? So, our third question is, name a token that is listed in Coins.ph. Okay? So once again, name a token that is listed in Coins.ph. Yan, type the correct answer sa ating Facebook live stream, no? Para manalo tayo, no? Pipili tayo ng 1 winner per trivia question. Anong mapapanalunan nila ay 26,000 satoshis. Ako, sana all, di ba? So once again, name a token that is listed on Coins.ph. Type the correct answer in the comment section. Uy, pwede pang humabol. Sige. Okay? Sa mga nakasagot na, don't forget to like our Facebook fan page, BitPinas, at saka share ninyo ang live stream namin publicly para yung mga friends ninyo matuto din, no? Mga latest chika and balita about blockchain and cryptocurrency dito sa BitPinas. So once again, name a token that is listed in Coins.ph. Okay? Okay, sige. Ito maganda ang tanong. Ang last trivia question natin. Get ready for our last trivia question. What is the Bitcoin's all-time high? Okay. So what is Bitcoin's all-time high? Take note, tatanggapin namin, we will accept close answers. Okay? So, pakilagay dyan, no? Pakitype dyan. What is the Bitcoin's all-time high? Type your answer sa ating comment section of our Facebook live stream. Okay. So, dyan nagtatapos ang ating trivia Q&A segment, no? So, once again, thank you so much to Coins.ph for our Satoshis. Do not forget, no? Do not worry if you don't win in our Q&A segment. You can still win in our comment section if you ask questions during the AMA. Okay? Do not be discouraged if you don't get the correct answers. But remember, you need a sharer and a follower badge in order to qualify. So once again, no, we will choose one winner per trivia question for a total of 4 winners, and we will also select one winner for the if you participate in the comment section. So dyan nagtatapos ang ating Q&A. Nandito si Michael Lance at back sa ating host na si Michael.
Alright. No, thank you so much, Lance or Michael Lance dito sa atin sa ng ating trivia Q&A, and I hope you will be here next week dito sa atin sa webcast, and I hope you guys let us know how we can improve itong particular webcast. We are running out survey later. And then ito si Danilo sabi 150k ang all-time high ng Bitcoin, no? So paki-screenshot na just in case baka ito yung call ni Danilo na magkakatotoo yung itong, and hopefully I guess narinig niyo naman yung sinabi kanina ng ating mga guests about their price predictions. All right? So yun, again, I would like to thank, of course, si Lawrence and si Wei kanina for lending their time to be with us here dito sa atin sa webcast. Of course, si Henry at Teachers Labs for the Satoshis before, and then Coins.ph for the Satoshis that we are giving away tonight. And then, of course, the BitPinas team, of course, si Lance, ating contributor, ang ating writer, si Nate and si Sheila. My girlfriend Ay is also watching. Thank you for watching, of course. And this is Michael of BitPinas. Abangan nyo sa Facebook page later ang aming survey form to help us improve this webcast. So yun lang. At magkita-kita tayo sa susunod na episode ng ating BitPinas Webcast. Maraming salamat at magandang gabi sa lahat. Thank you. Ayun.